this guy walks out. It's like, all right, highlights, come over here. And that's the first hint. And we opened the bags. He told us it was the first ever practice squad NIL deal. And had the slides in there, water bottle. And all the girls, they got so excited for us.
People don't really understand what all goes into being a practice player and, the things you have to learn and memorize.
There's a difference between just being able to hoop and actually being able to run scouts and player personnel. We always get those few guys that are, I can hoop against girls. This is super easy. For one, the girls always can sniff that out and they're not going for it. And then for two, it just causes chaos because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's definitely, we're there for them.
Hey guys, if you're a golfer or just looking for the perfect Father's Day gift, look no further than Palmetto Golf and Belts. Locally owned out of Chapin by South Carolina grad Brandon Cone, Palmetto Golf and Belts sells needlepoint belts with Gamecock colors for half the price you would normally find anywhere else. Need more for your golf outing? Palmetto Golf and Belts also has golf tees, towels, golf gloves, all with the beautiful palmetto tree emblem. Find Palmetto Golf and Belts on Amazon or at their direct link, www.palmettogolfing.com.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Coop, the show that celebrates the past, present, sung and unsung legends of USC athletics. I'm your host, Olivia Thompson, and today I am joined by three very special guests. This is the biggest group we've had thus far, of some fellas who prepare the girls every day for championship contending seasons and humble them every practice. I'm joined by Ben, Denton, and Dre. Fellas, welcome.
Yo.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. I see you guys are all decked out in your UFOS water bottles.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Shout out UFOS.
Yeah, for real. I mean, being a practice player is kind of turned into a lifestyle and not just something y'all do, right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all get any recognition on campus? Do y'all get people coming up to you and saying hello?
I mean, I know Spencer said something about one time he walked into class and they gave him a standing ovation.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
It was after the Natty.
Yeah, after the Natty, I believe.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, after the Natty, it was a lot going on.
Yeah.
People asking us for interviews, videos. I had one girl in class, she offered to do my homework for me.
Nah, that's crazy.
We get a lot of that. We have, especially since the UFOS deal, there's been a lot of just news anchors stuff, just trying to see what the story, what it is about and how we got it. So it's been super dope.
Yeah, that is super dope. What was y'all's reaction when you found out that you were getting an NIL endorsement like this?
Mind blown.
I wasn't even there.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there. They texting in the chat hey, man, this a bad day to miss practice. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I'm at drill. I'm yo, they sending pictures and smiling. I'm just hating, man.
Yeah. Did y'all see this coming at all? Was this something?
No, not at all. Because we always get Christmas gifts.
Right.
Coach always gives us Christmas gifts. So this particular year, we hadn't gotten it. Mm-hmm. And not saying we were looking
you're
for
where's
it,
our
because usually she gets us Jordans. So
right. Where's my J's?
We're always looking at what was the latest drop. Is she gonna go with these? Is she going with these?
That's
I will
hilarious.
say we did get the text for them to ask for our shoe size, and that's always the first hint.
Mm-hmm.
And then the practice where they gave it to us, there were a bunch of bags on the side court, and that happens all the time.
Right.
And then it'll be y'all that get something. But at the end, this guy walks out. It's like, all right, highlights, come over here. And that's the first hint. And we opened the bags. He told us it was the first ever practice squad NIL deal, and had the slides in there, water bottle, and all the girls they got so excited for us.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was hyped when I saw the Instagram video that y'all got.
I was hating, man. I'm man, I ain't know any videos and nothing, dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we shot a bunch of interviews, things like that after. It was super dope. And then the worst part was definitely just waiting for it all to come out, because we shot a bunch of content the day of.
Oh, really?
When it was fresh.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. And then they kind of slow rolled it, gave it a few weeks. They kind of wanted it around the tournament, so they could pick up more stories. So then once the tournament started, that's when
it blew up.
That's when the commercial came out. Then pictures were posted.
Free Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you used that yet?
Oh no, I'm about to.
We're still waiting on that.
Yeah,
which is just been insane.
Yeah, it's dope. It's really cool. And I mean, you guys are pretty much like the pioneers of practice players with clout. Like, you really, like, y'all are, like, you guys have become your own, like, subgroup of celebrities being attached to this team. But, I mean, I don't think people really, and I mean, it's more apparent now because of the recognitions that you're getting, but people don't really understand what all goes into being a practice player and, like, the things you have to learn and memorize. Like, it's crazy the amount of scouts that y'all have to memorize and player personalities and tendencies. So, I mean, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I'm glad y'all are getting this recognition for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is dope because I've been doing it for 4 years, so you can kind of see both ends, just like the ones that kind of can have because there's a difference between just being able to hoop and like actually being able to run scouts and player personnel. Because we always get those few guys that are, oh, I can hoop against girls, like this is super easy, like, and they get in there and they're just trying to like do their own thing. And for one, the girls always can sniff that out and they're not going for it.
Oh yeah.
And then for two, it just like causes chaos because at the end of the day, it's not about us. Like it's definitely, we're there for them. So like, there's a big difference between like being able to like forget about what you're good at and just kind of like submit to whoever you have for that particular game. Right. And it's super dope just like seeing it transition because I mean obviously I'm a better scout team player I was year one than I am like now that year 4. So it's pretty sick.
To speak to that, I definitely think you can tell pretty quickly, like you said, if you're just a hooper, if really what I think the big difference is if you played 4 years in high school. A lot of the guys, maybe they played sophomore year, played another sport, and we're always good at basketball, but it's the being able to scout a player, learn a scheme really quick. I mean, sometimes Winston would do this a lot. He'd be like, all right, ice the ball screen. We're going to hedge, drop, and it'll just say exit, exit. Like, what is that?
What does that mean? Right.
That means like 4 different things in basketball. You have to be more specific, but once you have to be a one-time listener. And
right.
That's,
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
And when Camille was there.
Man, I was going to bring up Fred. Y'all beat me to it.
We went from Fred to Winston, man. That's one of the craziest transitions. Like, they so different, but kind of the same in, like, different ways. But going back to what you said, being pioneers of this, I feel like I joined at the right time, right?
You did.
So they've been doing this for what, 4 years?
4 years. Yeah. We didn't have
so I came,
I
came the year after them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about the highlighters at all. Like I said, it was really an accident that I am a highlighter. But
so how'd it happen?
Like I done told them this story, but we was at Black Gym, not even Strong.
Right,
Black. Nobody goes to Black.
Old gym. No, nobody goes there.
Nobody goes to Black. So, you know, I'm just in there. I was lifting, little arm day. Then, boom, I go, try to get some shots up, Basically a retired hooper at this point.
That's
just going to get some shots up, man. I see Freddie. He's like, hey, man, you want to hoop? I'm like, all right, so I'm just thinking it's some regular runs, getting up and down. So he split us into teams. You remember Gerard?
Yes.
I think I had Gerard on my team.
Okay.
Gerard was like, hey, man, what's your name? I'm like, Dre. He's like, hey, man, I'm Gerard. You ready for this? I was like, ready for what? And then Freddie was like, hey, man, this the tryouts for the practice team. For the women, he's like, you can get all types of gear, this and that. I'm like, all right, sound like a pretty cool gig. So, we get busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. But hey, so I think he only took, it probably was like 30 people there. He only took like 4 of us. I think it was me, Gerard, Greg. I can't remember the other person. And then I remember asking guys that tried out, like, hey, did he text you back? Because I had already got my text. Like, he text you back? They was like, man, he said he gonna call me if they need somebody. I'm like, dang. But yeah, man, just after that, everything, it wasn't slow, but it wasn't fast. It was just like, after one thing was another. After one opportunity came another. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, man, to be a part of a team.
That's a good way to describe it, because like you said, when I started, that was like we had masks on, and that's when they first got the. That's when like the highlighter like kind of came out, because we had basic. Just yellow shirts, hot. Like I'm talking hot.
The Coliseum gets hot.
Yeah, we
with the mask too. You can't.
Yeah, we had
mask on
with with cotton shirts on. It was awful.
Have they given y'all actually Under Armour shirts now?
So we don't have Under Armour, but it's just better quality.
They got
like,
the gray
they're
ones.
nice.
We do have,
yeah.
for a little
so
bit.
like for usually in the summer when we're not like full practice, we'll wear like gray Under Armour.
Okay.
But other than that, like I think my second year, that's when they added like the theme of the year. That's when we got those shirts, and then still pretty bad quality. And then like each year it got a little bit better to where like now we have a little bit more comfort stuff
Sure.
like that.
Hey, yeah. Shout out Matlock, man. Keep
Yeah,
us
For
right.
real.
Matlock
For real.
was
Right with the gear,
Yes,
man.
absolutely.
That
He's
first
good.
year was.
That was
brutal.
rough. It was brutal.
I look
really.
a size large, and I'm a big guy.
I know. They did. I remember that.
Everyone had
that.
little short shirts.
And then it gets
Man.
super sweaty. They're just pure cotton, and
Yeah.
you guys hate that.
Yeah.
Every
Oh
time
my
Raven
God,
would like
so-
touch me, she'd go, ew.
That was the best though. And then just like, and I feel like skill wise, like I feel like his first year, like that's when we like really made a big jump because like my first year, it was we had 2 grad assistants, Hunter and Ham,
Hunter.
and they had been there for like 5 years, so like they knew it all. Like
They had
each
it
scout,
down.
they
Hunter
had it
was
down
crazy.
pat. Yeah, they had it down pat.
Yeah.
So literally each scout, it was them 2 and like.
I would join
everybody-
in. I would come
Yeah,
in and play
exactly.
scout
Yeah,
team.
you-
I used to love it. Oh my
And
God, I
it was
used to
just
love it.
get y'all the ball.
Right.
Like that's
Yeah.
pretty much like my first year was. It's just like when you're on there, get your threes up. Like Hunter's gonna do his thing, Hamp's gonna do his thing, and then like I think really that next year because Hunter and Hamp left and they had been there for 6 years is when like it really changed because like we had like every personnel and like
Yeah.
it
I
just
mean-
kind of
That
worked.
team was crazy.
Yes,
we
the
had
teams are
Davis.
huge.
Yeah,
y'all
we
had,
were
y'all had like
huge.
2 rotations
Yeah,
of
we were-
players.
What
yeah.
year was that?
That was
Our sophomore year.
Yeah, our
so-
sophomore.
That's what, 22?
yeah
22. I'm calling it now. 22.
That's the year we should have won.
The greatest highlighter group ever.
That
Greatest
was-
practice squad. We
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah,
That
the
might be
greatest
best
practice squad ever, and we couldn't get that ring.
Man, I wish y'all could like compete against other practice squads across the country.
You say that
They
all the
need
time.
to,
Trash.
they need to come up with something like that
Yeah.
where y'all can have.
Because the
some-
managers have their little thing, but like
Right, nah, but we
managers
need
just like,
practice
yeah, we need practice players,
Like,
like the real
people who do this
the
really.
real hoopers.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
The question is, will we play with the women's ball or men's ball?
I feel like you
I
would
have
have
to
to.
play with-
I would
at
say
this
at that
point, I
point,
have to play with
if
the
it's
women's.
mid-season, I would have to play with a women's ball. Now, if
Yeah.
it's beginning of the season, I can see a men's ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the summer and stuff we would, but when we're in season and 5-6 days a week, I'm with
that men's ball feels a little heavy.
Yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'll make a fool of myself. with
Yeah,
that men's
for
ball.
sure. For sure. Now, before we talk a little bit more about y'all being a part of the team and all that, I want to talk about you guys individually because people don't really know a whole lot about you guys aside from what they see. I mean, luckily they're getting more coverage now, but they still don't know a lot about you guys and y'all's personalities and just life in general. And Ben, I know the other day when we were talking, you mentioned that you were doing some work with Molly. Was that working out or was that actually doing like some work as an internship for her?
So yeah, now I'm an intern for her.
Okay,
so
cool.
I've always been exercise science. That kind of is a little bit why I got into it because it's like a good space to be in sports because I like sports, and then you kind of mix the science piece with it. So from day one, I've always like hung around Molly, asked her questions here and there, just because she's the greatest at what she does. So then for my final semester, I get an internship. And I just thought it'd be perfect to
It
kind
is.
of like she's the best. I already know all the girls. I'm here for practice already, so it'd just kind of be easy to. I just stay in the gym pretty much all day long, and she was able to allow me to intern for her, and it's been amazing. Just
That's awesome.
seeing the training side of it, especially since that's kind of about what I want to do when I graduate. A little bit of that, so just learning from one of the greatest strength coaches is awesome, and just seeing the other side of the girls because I mean they love y'all
They're a
love
little different in the
basketball,
weight room,
but
man.
it's a little different in the weight room. That's
Yeah.
no one plays college for the weight room. It's
Right.
definitely
Some people do.
Yeah,
and you
some
can,
people
you
do.
can tell, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
a few that are really dedicated, but
Dunk.
most of them it's like just get a ball in my hand.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
funny seeing both sides of it, but it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, being able to learn from the best
Yeah.
and play for the best can't get any luckier than
Nah,
that for
not at
sure.
all.
Where are
Super
you going
lucky.
to PT school?
So I'll stay at USC.
Cool.
Super. I mean that also goes back to the team. I give a whole lot of credit to the staff, like Craig, just helping out when he can, just to kind of get me like a foot in the door. Even like Coach Staley wrote me a letter of recommendation. So
Man,
like
that's awesome.
It's really cool, just like because I would have never thought it grown to like actually having a relationship, because like you just go in there, you're just like, oh, we'll practice, run a few plays, go home, like, but you really get involved, like you have relationships with everyone on staff and the team. So it's really cool that they really look out for us even after we're graduating. So I owe a lot of credit to them being able to go to PT school still at USC. Yeah,
it's definitely a place where there's lifelong connections. Yeah. I mean, you can always go back. Like that's a very special thing about the program. And Coach Staley is the door's always going to be open. So that's a very good relationship to have, and that's awesome that she wrote you a letter of recommendation. Is there a specific area that you want to specialize in physical therapy?
So I kind of want to stick around like the sports. So working with Molly, I've learned a lot about the strength and conditioning. So I kind of want to get my strength and conditioning certification along with my physical therapy degree.
That's dope.
So you can kind of work with, I do want to work with, of course, injured athletes, things of that nature. But at the same time, I want to help with like some prevention, just like trying to keep athletes on the court or on the field or whatever sport it may be. So kind of just bridging the gap between injured and also like preventative health.
That's very cool. And I mean, again, you're learning from the best. I mean, Molly has a pretty almost perfect record of keeping people. She and Craig have a pretty perfect record of keeping people healthy. Yeah, it is.
Craig and Molly are the best. And it's so cool how they're just super open to teaching the ways, and like they want you to learn, which is like super dope. They're not just gatekeeping the secrets. Exactly. Like they're out there really letting you know. So they're the best. They
are the best for sure. And Dre, you're in the Army Reserves, right?
Yep, National Guard, man. You know, I done been in 5 years now. I joined when I was 17.
Really?
Yeah, 17. Just coming out of my junior year of high school, the end of junior year I joined, and then went through my whole senior year. We got this thing called RSP. It's like you just learn the ways of the Army basically for 1 weekend a month. That summer, went to basic and AIT. I was gone for like a year. So I would have been a senior with y'all boys. So I would have been a 4-year highlighter right now.
Then he would have had 2 rings.
Oh, man.
But, you know, we're gonna stick with the one. But yeah, came out, then came to school after I got back home, and now we just working, man. Like I've learned so much with the Army and this side, right? Mostly work-life balance, because people ask me all the time, how do you balance being a highlighter and being in the Army? It's like, hey, just gotta do it.
And in school,
right? And in school, like even Freddie, he asked me last season to travel. I think he asked you too, right? Yeah. To travel with the team for March Madness. I was like, man, I got drill. I can't. It's like, man, tell them you'll take it. I'm like, hey,
Freddie, how about you?
I'm like, I ain't going to jail now. But cause they pick at me all the time. Like, oh, Dre don't be at no drill. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to jail. I love y'all here.
Right.
I can't go to jail for it though.
No.
But learning how to balance this. Basketball, school, work, it gets hard. It does get challenging sometimes, just because I'm also a computer science major.
Man.
So you know, it's like
dang.
STEM majors, some of the hardest majors in college. But at the end of the day, it only makes me better.
Yeah.
It makes me better, right? Like he said, being around some of the best. Even talking to Freddie some days about work, about his past, whatever. You know, he like to. Freddie, man.
He's got some stories.
He got stories for days.
That's Freddie is
But it's just like coming in here, coming to practice and whatnot, being around the girls, being around the coaches. It kind of like takes me away from everything else, so to speak. So if I got an assignment due, I come to practice and I ain't think about nothing else but practice at that moment. Yeah. And I feel like it's an outlet for most athletes. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm just grateful for everything that I've learned, that I've seen. But yeah, what about you, man?
No, I can't agree more. So you guys are from South Carolina. I came from Chicago. That was the biggest move I ever did. Like, it was, I mean, it wasn't always easy. I really enjoyed school, but I hit the ground running. I started practicing in your off-season practices before they even had tryouts. Like, I was there with Hamp and Hunter and Cody, and like, it was just 4 of us. And I mean, you guys, I was panting. Like, we were just running up and down, no subs.
Those first days are
battling. Was Camilla on the team yet? Were you?
Yeah, she was. It was her and Aaliyah.
Guarding Camilla and Aaliyah, man.
So Aaliyah would be on the court, and I'm like, okay, I'm going all out against her, and then Camilla comes in off the bench, and that's mine.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Sanaya.
Sanaya, freshman Sanaya.
Yeah.
It's been so, watching how she's grown in the past 4 years has been incredible.
Yeah.
And you got LA coming.
Yeah. You got a lake on that.
Yeah. No, but what he said about, like, nothing else matters when you're in there. Like, any time I was going through whatever, I go to practice 2-3 hours, and I'm not thinking about anything. Like, I'm just in the moment, playing the game I love. It was incredible. The friendships I made through it sounds cheesy, but, like, you guys, like, all you guys, even some of the players, like, all the staff. I mean, you were shout out Molly, shout out Craig, all the grad assistants. Craig jokes with me a lot. Like, I'll walk in to, like, blow my nose or something. He'd be like, what now? Because I'm always in there.
I remember that. You were always in the training room. That's too funny.
But, like, I would hurt. I'd even get hurt, like, in a intramural game, and I'd still be able to go in, and they'd give me, like, exercises to heal up. Like, they went above and beyond for us all the time.
Sure.
It really just felt, you know,
it's
like
a family,
community.
for sure.
Yeah,
really
100%.
It really is.
And I missed it. So I went abroad. I left late February. I missed the celebrations, but I was there. I was in Chile in South America.
Yeah, there in spirit, man.
Yeah, I was there in spirit. I was one of the biggest NCAA women's basketball fans in the continent. I can say that.
There you go. But, what was that experience like being in South America for? Was it a year?
It was late February. I got back in December, so it was 2 semesters, and it was incredible. It's the second coolest thing I've ever done after this.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's saying something.
My mom and I always talk about it, like, how am I meant to top these 4 years? Like, I've had the coolest experiences, but I have faith. I mean, I'll join a rec league for my corporate team, and I'll put up some buckets for
them. You just like, dang, man, like, we so lucky, bro. Like, sometimes I sit back and actually think, like, how lucky I am to experience this, right? How many people you know, well, they got 2 rings. That was a parade.
Yeah.
Right.
Rings.
NIL deal. Podcast. Like,
exactly. Like, come on, man. Like,
it is.
Just smell the roses.
Got to, man.
It is crazy just looking back on, like, I mean, and just, I can only imagine for people, like, that are freshmen now getting into it. Because, like, I've seen how far it's grown in my 4 years. So I'm like, I can only imagine, like, I mean, we did a whole practice player trip to Birmingham for
that was dope.
Yeah, for the Sweet 16, which I'm like, that's like crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
That's unheard of.
They
like,
gotta be able to hoop though. This right here ain't come from nothing, man.
Yeah,
we put in the work now.
No, definitely.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
they gotta be able to hoop. Because if you can't hoop, hey, it's gonna be some long days.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, the art of being able to listen and just, like, understand, like, it's high stress situations. Like,
definitely,
we have some of the smartest, greatest coaches in the country, and
they expect you to know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they have high basketball knowledge,
when to do it and how to do it.
Yeah,
especially Winston, man. Shout out Winston.
Shout out
Winston, man. If you weren't here, if you weren't in this spot, he's gonna grab you. He's gonna move you. I promise you.
He is like Fred.
I promise you.
They're like the same, but, like, different. Both, like, super intelligent. Like, they know the game of basketball, and they're super competitive. Right. So even when it comes to scout, both of them want to have the best scout. Like, we're not losing the game when it's their scout. Like, the players are going to know what's going on. Like, it is going to be perfect, and a bunch of practice players aren't coming in the way of it. So it's funny because they put all that pressure on themselves just because they want to be great, and they are. And it's just funny, like, in the heat of the moment, it's just, hurry up.
Yeah. Because he seems sweet, but then when you get him in that,
that's what I'm saying.
And both of them, as soon as practicing, like, hey, let's go to Jersey Mike's.
Yeah,
right.
He'll buy us like a meal.
Afterward.
So like, they're super nice humans. It's just like when it's time to
business.
work. When it's time to work, like, come on, like,
So would you say that he's the toughest coach to run a scout for? Because I haven't heard y'all talk about Boyer.
So
come on.
Boyer has. She's calmed down a lot, I'll say.
She has.
From my freshman year, Boy used to be on it, man. Boy used to be on. Hey, if you ain't running this right, hey, get him. When you hear,
I was going to say, knows because she come over there with us.
When you hear,
when
you hear that's her.
Yeah.
When she says that's her, she needs to trademark that. Yeah. That's her.
That's her.
Yeah.
You hear that, you know you're doing something right, man.
That's the best compliment you can give.
Yeah.
But I would say for sure it's probably the hardest scout is probably Winston.
Yeah.
It's definitely Winston.
That's too funny.
Boyer, it used to be, I would say, like that first year, Boyer was tough.
Man, when it was her scout, you just kind of looked over the practice players and they're like, man, because she runs a tight ship.
And
sure.
you got to get your
Hella
bobs in.
plays.
She's got to get her
God.
bobs in.
5 bobs, 2-sided bob, baseline out of bounds.
I think bobs are just going to be burning.
She told us one day, she was like, I'm gonna give you a lot of plays, guys, but it's not really a lot. You got it. It was like 12 plays.
It's just boom after boom, and then it's so funny. Like it's not funny, but it's funny. Like somebody, I'll finally ask herself. I'm like, I'm out there dying. So somebody that was like probably didn't run through all the plays gets out there. He like probably takes one step out of line. What? Ben, what are you doing? Get him out of there. And I'm just like, God, boy. But it's all love. Like, she makes sure she brings her fruit. Like, she's going to make sure you're taken care of.
Boy, got top of the line fruit, bro.
Yeah, she does. I don't know where she gets it from, but
from somewhere.
Yeah.
It is amazing. She's the best, though.
Yeah,
I love her scouts personally because, honestly, the three of us were. We got a lot of great highlighters over the years, but the three of us are pretty consistently like the starters. Like we'll be running every scout and then hopefully get some breaks if we have enough guys. But whenever it's Boyer, it's like we do not have time in the 10 minutes while you guys are stretching and we're going over plays on the side court. We do not have time to have both lineups run it.
Right.
So we'll learn like 8 plays and I'll just like be saying in my head, and every time you guys are clapping it up in the center circle, I'm walking over, I'm asking you two, I'm like, all right, wait, this play, this, and then you're like, no, you do. Man, we'll walk it through.
It's a scramble. But y'all make it happen.
Hey everybody, whether you're tired from tailgating or scoring touchdowns, there's nothing more important than a good night's sleep. It's time to upgrade your sleep at May River Mattress Company, the Low Country's mattress experts. At May River Mattress, not only will you find the top national brands, but you'll have an expert to help guide you through the process in finding that perfect night's sleep. Not to mention, with their low price guarantee, you'll sleep well knowing you're getting the best value in the game. So why settle for anything less than a championship level sleep? Visit MayRiverMattress.com or stop by their local Bluffton showroom today. May River Mattress Company, where the Low Country goes to sleep.
And I mean, hey, if y'all ever want to be coaches down the line, y'all have a lot of plays. You have a lot of good plays up there. Is that something y'all have ever considered?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't, because I see, especially this past season, I see how stressful it is on a coach, especially a head coach, to try to run everything, but at the same time, like, you have to take the fall of everything as well, right? So it's like, that's just something, me personally, because being in the Army, they put us in a lot of stressful situations, and I don't think I want to deal with that, especially not on the college level with some kids who may not be mature. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother thing in itself, dealing with kids.
I mean, you see that at every level.
Right?
It's like, changing. Times are changing.
Man, big ups to Coach Staley and what she's doing out here, man.
And, like, the whole daycare thing, the switch up from my, first 2
talk
years
about that.
is, like everyone, because obviously whenever something happens in the media, a bunch of people come ask me about it. They're like, oh, are they really like that? And I'm like, it is night and day.
And we talk about that. We talk about that a lot.
All the time. Like, my 2 years when you were here, it was like business. Like, I don't think I ever really heard a conversation outside of basketball, understanding, like, what you do on this play or something like that at a practice. Like, straight business the entire time. then we got this latest group in, and it is like, I mean, it's what makes them great. But man, it's
such a difference.
Yeah, they're all over the place. A lot of like, I mean, it is enjoyable. A lot of laughter, a lot of dancing, a lot of messing around. But everyone says like, I mean, that's not what you want, especially going from strict business. Like I always think about like Aaliyah. Like she brought it every single day. Like. And it was, every day was going to be high level, like, it was going to be great. And that's how y'all were. Like, plays were run to perfection. Everything was to perfection. And then we get to them, and it's, like, a lot more, like, joking.
Right.
Things like
you got to go over things a few more times. Yeah.
And then they go 0-30. I'm at 38-0. So that's
crazy.
Like,
Did y'all anticipate that happening?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
I'm not finna sit here and lie because they didn't either.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if like.
No, Breezy and Sanaya came on here and said they had no one thought
the
they
beginning
were
of the season.
Oh
my gosh, the beginning of the season.
That was brutal.
Go ahead, bro. It was so. I just want to say it was so bad. I say it was bad. It was bad to the point I'm looking like, man.
I don't know.
That might be the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In the 4 years was the beginning of that year.
Like,
we could say this because we went undefeated, but like there were times like it was lackluster. People, we were missing layups. Like it was just.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad, but we got them back.
It was funny because like people, like. With doing this, once people know that you're in with the team, like, and they're big fans, every time you see them, it's a question.
For sure.
So like, everyone's like, oh, because I would go in the summer. So they're like, oh, how's the team looking? And I was like, just don't expect what y'all have seen.
Keep your expectations low.
Like, I was like, don't expect anything crazy. Like, like losing the freshies, like that's a big loss. Like, I don't know if we can really recover. And then just seeing it, like, it was.
Now in hindsight, it's probably good that people kept their expectations at bay a little bit.
I guess that's where like Don gets like the uncommon because like everything was with the freshies. It was y'all's year. Everything was. It was a year y'all go back to back. All of that, and it's just funny.
I just knew. I was sitting in my room so hurt.
Man.
Oh, I was probably more hurt than y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I'm not gonna lie.
That was
I'm sitting in my room with my boys. And they're like, Dre, man, what y'all been doing at practice, man? I'm like, man, we good, man. They come out there, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt really bad. Really, really bad. That was a rough year.
All that being said about junior year and the rough beginning of the season, there was no singular game I can think of where I was like, wait, we got this. Like, we're going to win this game. It was just dominant the whole season.
Yeah.
But that one Camilla Bank 3 was crazy.
Man.
there was 10 seconds.
Were any of y'all there?
No, I wasn't. I had to be home for that.
I was actually on the road, so I didn't even see it. I think I was on the phone, and I can't remember who I was on the phone with, but they was like, oh my gosh. I said, yeah, we winning it all this year.
I knew that happened. Because I was watching on my phone, and I was with a bunch of people, because it was like a birthday party. And like everybody had like counted us out. It was like, oh, it's over. They all turned it off. So I'm like the only one here. Like it's just on my phone. Like I'm sitting here quiet because everybody. Oh, Ben, what happened? What happened? Like what happened? Y'all good? So I'm just sitting here quiet, and I saw her because she missed the free throws first.
Right.
And I was like, wait, like.
And then they get that advance.
Then we call the timeout, and I'm like,
that was a horrible foul.
I mean, there's a chance. And then like when that went down, I was just like crazy because I had already accepted it because 2 years before I was here when we lost to Kentucky in the championship,
that was crazy.
We kind of lost in similar fashion to the way we won.
Exactly.
Buzzer beater. Like
exactly.
They just had it going on that game, and like my mind immediately went to that, and I'm like, all right, if we lose, like we're gonna win the Natty. Like this is gonna be what we need to like. Get us through. And then when I saw her wide open, I felt like the shot took like 20 seconds.
Literally, yeah.
And then it went in. I couldn't even tell you what I did. I couldn't believe.
I sprint out of my house.
It's like, Oh my God.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, y'all have been a part of some pretty crazy moments for the team. And I
sure.
mean, how crazy to be a part of a program that has this much success. And I know, Dre, you kind of shared your story of how you were recruited, but how did you guys become practice players?
So I think you guys both were in tryouts, right?
Yeah.
So my mom played D1 way back when.
Mm-hmm.
She went to William & Mary.
Okay.
She actually got an offer from UConn before UConn was UConn.
Wow.
But that's a fun little
that is a cool
fact to
fun
throw
fact.
in there. But she played at William & Mary. They had men's practice players, mainly for the summer and off season, but sometimes it'd be more consistent. So she was on Facebook, saw like a post. I don't know if it was Freddie Reddy, but it was about the practice squad. There was an email. It was Freddie's, so I emailed him. I asked him about it. He's like, "Yeah, do you have any high school tape?" So I wasn't.
You submitted
I
film.
literally
That's pretty
sent
awesome.
my huddle
Yeah.
mixtape in, and then he was like, "Oh, you're 6'6"? Yeah, you come into practice. I'll pick it." And then I'm like,
Yeah, we need that. We've got a
Seriously.
6'7". We need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first practice I ever played at was a 6 a.m.
Man,
Which
yeah.
I had in high school, so it wasn't that new
Right.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
But he had texted me. He was like, we have practice at 6 tomorrow. I'm like, that's a little late. He's like, no, early a.m. And I was living at Capstone, which is the opposite side
Right.
of campus from the Coliseum. And I texted him that and said, all right, I'll just get up early. He's like, no, I'll pick you up. And he picked me up for my first practice.
Really?
And I didn't even play. I was the only one there, and they didn't use me.
What?
I just watched the practice.
Are you serious? Wait, did they have to do like screening and stuff like that, or they just like?
No, it was like an hour. I mean, I know you were there. That was freshman year. I
Man.
just completely, it had to be, when did y'all start practicing? September?
Something like that.
Because I
Or,
think it was, September, because it was one of the first ones of the year. And I was expecting to see Hamp, Cody, Hunter,
Right.
some of the other practice squad guys, and they're like, oh, no, we're not going to that. 6 a.m., it's skill work. Like, you don't need to be there. Could have told me that before.
Wow. Well, that was a good sign. It shows some initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I swear, we all thought that you were like a senior when you first arrived.
Yeah.
The
Because after
beard.
he was like killing us in practice, and then we like walk up to him, we're like, "How old are you?" He's like, "I'm 18." Like, there's no way.
He's like, you got to deal with this for 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you, I didn't act like it. I tried to act all cool and stuff. But I was like mad nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like very
I bet it is
aware
kind of
who I was
intimidating
around. It is.
initially.
Initially, yeah. And I feel like y'all's group specifically
Yeah.
would like try to break in the new highlighters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the
yeah.
girls now aren't as bad, but like I came in when it was like Henny, Zaya,
Man.
LA.
I will never forget like my first practice. Like I get there a little bit late, so I finally get my stuff on. They need an extra, so I get out there and we're just playing defense. And I go out to close out on Henny,
Bad.
right by me in like a split second. I was like, whoa.
She's the fastest person
Yeah,
ever.
I was like, whoa, like that was quick. Like I need to,
Let me reset a little bit.
get right. But it was funny. Just those first few weeks were tough because like
Getting
the
used to
girls
new
are trying
ball.
the ball, they're going right at you, and that was like the system for Zaya was ran to perfection because like she would come off a stagger into a ball screen, then she'd like pass it jet, and then like a back screen. So
Yeah,
like guarding her, I'd just be like, and then as soon as like she passes away, she's in the opposite corner. You like take a breath, then it's like backdoor cut.
Exactly.
And it's like you're getting screened by Aaliyah, Camilla, and
Right.
all these different like greats, and they definitely break you in. But after you stay for a while, you keep coming. Like you get a few buckets here and there. Like that's when it all kind of settles down.
Yeah.
It's all good hoops.
It's fun when y'all start to get comfortable, and then the smack talking.
That's when it really.
I'll be smack talking coach.
That is what
Man,
that's when
coach
it
be
gets
going
fun.
back and forth.
Yeah. And then when HUD makes the highlight tape at the end of the season for y'all,
that
I
was
love that.
awesome.
That's a great year.
Because that was after. Was it a UConn game? I just remember it being kind of a big game, and we were like about to walk out.
I think it was senior night. It was
It might have been senior night, and we were like about to walk out, and they're like, "Hold up, like, look at the screen," and they like put it up there, and like I was just in awe. Like,
Wait, hold on. Let's actually talk about this though. Why they put all defense highlight? The only bucket they
record
put
us
up
on
there.
Yeah, that is true.
They're trying to keep it cool. Right?
Yeah,
you're trying not to expose anybody.
Yeah.
That's because
there's some. We need the uncensored footage.
Yeah, they need to drop
seriously.
that. They need to drop that for sure.
The real buckets. 'Cause there's some out there.
Oh yeah,
especially that year. At second year, man, there'd be some practice where we be putting it on them.
Mm-hmm.
But likewise, like y'all have y'all's days where
yeah.
we can't. Because I mean, coach is so great, and then when she has her personnel, like to run her plays how they're supposed to be to perfection. Some of those plays just with Aaliyah in them.
Oh man!
To speak to that,
unguardable.
They'd she would sometimes there'd be 4 seconds left or like 10 seconds left in a drill, and then she'll like call timeout, bring all y'all over, draw up a play, and we're just kind of standing there, and maybe whoever has a scout would come and talk to us and be like, all right, just I guess switch 1 through 4, the big will stay, and I swear every time like. They're going to score on us. Yeah. They would. It'd just be the perfect play.
If she has time to draw up a play like that, I mean,
it's wraps.
Yeah, 90%.
It's up to the players. If they run it right, it's unguardable.
Yeah. I mean, she's the GOAT.
Yes, 100%. On and off the court. Like,
seriously.
I think that's probably the biggest thing about her is, like, she's an even better person. Like, super genuine. Like, even, like I said with the letter of recommendation, just, like people of her status aren't doing that for just like a regular person like I am. So like she is just super genuine, like always looking to help out whenever she can. Like she knows us by name. Like she makes sure she knows. Like I remember those first few weeks, like it takes her a second, obviously, like knowing people's name, but like she makes it like her duty to know everyone by name, to be able to have conversation with you, and that's like. I feel like that's one of the dopest things about her, is just being able to really be down to earth, even though she is the GOAT.
Right. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, you guys aren't just regular people either. Yeah. Like, the amount of work that y'all put in, y'all are basically at student-athlete level, you know? I mean, you're at pretty much every single practice 3 hours a day. Then you go back, you got Army Reserves and school on top of having a personal life. I mean, it's kind of that equal amount of balance. And then you guys have to be dang near perfect when running these scouts. I mean, they don't play around with the scouts. So like you guys aren't regular people. So I hope y'all know that, because y'all put in a lot of work, and it shows because of the team's success. But I think it's cool how, I mean, you guys are a part of the team. Was there like a defining moment when you guys were like comfortable and you felt like you were really in there like that?
I think for me it was when I did like a jab cross on Zaya. No, it was on Ash. And then I'm running back. I see Zaya practicing it on the sideline. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm comfortable now. I'm like, yeah. I can play the scout how I want to play it. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I was like, if we say we had a UConn scout, I was getting like Paige. So I'm like, hey, they trust me, you feel me? I know the plays. Started to build relations with the coaches, with the girls. And then from there, it was just barbecue chicken.
I think that is the biggest thing, when they like really start actively giving you like, because I came in with Hamp and Hunter, so like it was like, I mean, they're guards, so they had been there 6 years. They were above me. Like every practice was them. So I just sub in when Hamp needs a quick second or whatever. So like I feel like once I like really started getting in, they're like, oh, Ben, you're going to do this. Like, I want you to do this. Like, you're the scorer or whatever. I think that's when you get that a little bit comfortability. Like, hey, they trust me in this spot, especially seeing, like, Hamp and Hunter, because they were just, like, the ideal, like, for me, I guess you could say, like, practice player, because they were there for so long. So I think just having their trust, and then the girls are gonna start talking trash on.
That's when you know they like you.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, like I can talk back a little bit.
Yeah, no, we like it when y'all do.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
You can't do it first, though. You gotta let them do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You gotta let them do it first.
I agree with both y'all. It's like the first time I got a scout where I could really play as myself. It was Kunane, freshman year. She was NC State.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was Aaliyah. Who like, she said something to me after, because like she I don't know, I think it was a post-game press conference. She said something like, oh, the practice squad player was killing us, so like it made it way easier out there in practice. And when I heard that, I mean, that was first semester of my freshman year. I was like, wow, this like I'm actually having somewhat of an impact out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's just building the scouts from that, having the trust, especially like it could be slightly individual for who is like Boyer, Coach Law, it was Fred then, or Winston now. Like some of them will have varying levels of trust, but I feel like all three of us like are at the top for all of them because we've been so consistent and there for so long that like I'll know we're playing LSU or something and they'll give me I got Angel Reese one time, and I'm a little tall and don't play the same way as her, but still like I take that as a massive compliment. Same with I miss UCLA, but if I were to get Betts, a dominant player like that, it's just that speaks volumes.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have very important roles and you're very trusted, so I think it's cool that you guys get to play these players, and I mean the team definitely respects you guys a lot, and y'all's efforts are more than appreciated towards our success. And before we wrap up, I want to ask a couple more questions. One is, how have y'all noticed yourselves grow throughout these 4 years?
Dang.
Yeah, when y'all take it at first.
You talk like basketball related, or
It doesn't even have to be basketball related. Just like as people being a part of this program, how have you kind of noticed your growth and maturity through this process?
I definitely need to be a part of a team. That's something I've done since I was like 4, like always part of a sport. And I really, with COVID, that kind of screwed up the recruiting process, especially in Illinois. Like we'd have to drive to Indiana to play in AAU games and stuff. So I kind of had said, like, it was already a foregone conclusion that I was going to play any sort of college ball. So having this was just absolutely perfect. It's the perfect blend. It's the camaraderie. It's like the intensity. It's just, it scratches that itch. And it really has, it's kept me honest that Saturday morning, 10 a.m. every weekend. That keeps me honest. Like genuinely, that all 4 years, like I had to be on my stuff. I had to be there, and it kept me going to classes. It kept me I mean, when you get up that early, normally you might sleep into like noon or something, but then you get stuff done. Same with having a practice during the day. Like you go to practice, you know that's a 3-hour block of time. You have to do your schoolwork. So I think it's just taught me so many life skills, and I've learned a lot from the players, the dedication. I've learned so much from the coaches. Coach Staley, like I always say, when people ask me like what she's like, I said she's everything good you hear about her and more.
That is exactly what I tell people too.
She's the greatest leader I've ever known or seen. Like she practices what she preaches. She knows when to be hard on you. Then she'll always be like loving afterward. Like it's just inspirational, and it's really just been the best thing I could have ever done.
Absolutely.
I completely agree. Just like you said, like that work-life balance, just like being able to be there, be dependable. Those are just big things. Just like not showing up. Like I mean, we have some people that just like show up once every month or something like that. But like actually being dependable and just really embracing the like where you are. I feel like Freddie's really kind of helped with that, where like, because he sits off to the side doing like the scoreboard stuff. So like we'll always like go over there and talk to him, and like if you're ever like talking about like, ooh, like me with being exercise science, he's like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'm like, oh, like kind of strength and conditioning, like PT. And he's like, why haven't you talked to Molly? Like they really push you to like go initiate things. Like I mean, it's really helped with like networking and just like not being okay with just staying in one situation. Like if you want something, go get it. And I feel like they're big on that. And like he said, coach is always dropping gems.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Like she's always, of course, like talking to the team, but like that's like a big thing that we can carry in life.
You can always
like,
pick up some.
Yeah, exactly. Like keeping the main thing. Like that was like our theme, where it was just kind of like, man, like that is bigger than basketball. Like just kind of like, or like last year with kind of like the uncommon faith, just like really like trusting and all that is just, it's been amazing. Just like taking what's for y'all, for us as well. And like I've definitely grown as a person, and in basketball it's just like the mental capacity to carry all those plays.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah, definitely.
because I mean, you just don't forget them. Like, they're at the end of the day, a lot of these concepts are about the same for most teams, so you kind of get used to each week is a little bit similar, and like some of the players just kind of like similar stuff, and you remember players like now that they're in the WNBA, you're like, man, like I remember we had to like we were guarding her like on the left side or like make her pull up, like stuff like that. So it is cool, just like you understand the game of basketball on a way deeper level.
Yeah, for sure.
I think just you learn a lot about life itself. One, being a leader. Like I tell people all the time, like just being around Coach Staley herself, right? So I play club basketball, right? And I'll take things she's telling y'all or the girls this year or whatever, and go tell the guys on the club basketball team, and they think I'm just this guru. the whole time, I'm taking what she said, telling them, like, you feel me? So just learning to be a leader, man. I would say it's so many things, like, within this program that just, and what we do that correlate to, like, real life. Like he said, being able to show up, being dependable, being on time, being able to learn things, adapt to different situations. Like they said again, I just thank God for all the coaches, the girls, the staff. Everybody's so knowledgeable. Like he said, they don't gatekeep. They are willing. They want you to learn.
Yes.
All you can learn. Like Craig, I broke my thumb earlier this season. Like I said, I'm a computer science major. I don't know nothing about the body anatomy and all that. He here telling me, yeah, Dre, this how you. I'm like, okay. Stress fractures and all this, scars. I'm like, man, hey.
Right, I'm in good hands.
I'm in great hands, right?
Yeah.
And you just learn to trust, right? Because like you said, you know you're in great hands. They don't want nothing but the best for you. But yeah, man, it's just I thank God. Every day.
Yeah. It's a special program with special people, and I mean, I'm very fortunate and lucky to be able to have met you guys and become friends with y'all and the other practice players that have come through, and it's really cool to be able to have these relationships like that. So I appreciate y'all's time today.
For sure.
I wish you guys the best in graduation. It's crazy that y'all are leaving.
I got another year.
Oh, that's right, Dre.
I got another year. To give these girls some buckets.
You get to bust them up. Yeah, exactly. Well, fellas, I appreciate having you guys on, and I hope y'all have a great summer. And yeah, this has been another episode of the Coop. So I'll see y'all around.
Yeah, big 0 for 3.
Thanks, guys.